Hey everybody, it's Tabitha, and I know I haven't posted videos in a while. I get busy in the summer and lazy. Also had COVID again, so that was a lot of fun. Kind of voice is still a little bit like raspy from that. But I'm back and I wanted to show you guys some really cool brushes because we have a price increase on August 1st. And one of the best things about Seint is our brushes. So you all know they're double-sided and they're soft and they're awesome, but they are getting a price increase. So you can buy them now at their current price. After August 1st, they go up like $3 to $5 depending on which one. But I also shared some information on our Demi brushes. So these guys are on sale already right now. So they're gonna go up even more on August 1st. So if you had your eye on any certain brushes, these guys are a great alternative price-wise. So I'm actually gonna do my hack with them versus my normal brushes that I do it with. So I'm gonna introduce you to them and we will then do a hack with it. So I'm super excited to show you guys those. All right, so we got quite a little collection of these guys. So our first one is our bright brush, okay? And I like to think of this one as eyeshadow's preteen brother. So eyeshadow, you know, she a little bit grown, but she got a little preteen brother and he is starting to surpass her. He's in them teen years where he's starting to hit puberty, growing taller, getting bigger. So that I like to think of as eyeshadow's preteen brother. So you've got a smaller, fluffy, like, end for this, but then you got a bigger, fluffier end for really spreading and blending. So we're going to use that today to do our eyeshadow. Then next up is our blur brush, okay? So this brush, I like to think of if our smudge brush and eyeshadow brush had a love child. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. So you get a stout little end here, right, which is always nice for kind of like getting into creases, covering like a, I like to say like a nicer base. So like if you want a more deeper color, sometimes these little denser ones can really get it in there and get, you know, that color exactly where you want. Then you have this side that is great for your blending or putting on that little light base coat, whatever, but it's perfect for that. So it's a love child of these guys. So, and it's great, still two sides, you still get great use out of it. All right, next up we have our spot brush. Now, this one I think is probably the most different from all of the brushes that I have that I'm showing you. I like to think of it as like multitasker, second cousin on your mama's side. So not quite exactly like you, but very similar. So it has the small end here, a little bit longer, right? So it's still got that end, so you can still kind of dip in, go under, you know, for all those small little places. Great for eyelining, coming under if you're nervous of doing that with your eyeshadow. But then also has this other side, not quite our multitasker, but it definitely can be used to do what you need to do. And that is our spot brush. So I'm going to use this little end today when we're doing eyeliner, okay? So next up we have our shape brush. Now, this one I like to think of our blush and bronzer brush, right? I like to think of this as its little baby sister, okay? So definitely smaller, not as fluffy and full, but still will get the job done. So we are going to actually use this guy to put on our vanilla dust, and I'm going to use this side, I think, to do my highlight. So I'm going to use all these brushes to show you guys that you can still get a great coverage with our Demi brushes. They're on sale, so it's even better to grab them up if, you know, it's something you want, but you need to be a little more cost conscious. All right, so last one I got here is our wash brush. So I have a special one that I earned when I first started. I think I had to sell like $1,000 or something. So I have the Onyx one. This is not what it would look like if you buy it. It would be silver, kind of like all the rest of our Demi brush. Oh, sorry. Silver like all the rest of the Demi brushes, okay? So our wash brush is basically the blend brush's cousin, okay? So a little smaller, but has the same effect for like putting on Illuminator really lightly, right? You could use this also to put on your highlight. You could use it to put on contour, really kind of like in a specific place, you know, like you really like to have your specifics. This is a great tool for that, this end. And then this end, great for super light coverage, maturing skin. Yes, a must for maturing skin is the blend brush, right? So if you wanted that, but wanted to get it on a little bit of sale, wash brush is your friend. All right, so we've got our brushes. Now, you notice I don't have a 3D brush. I don't have one that is like our 3D brush in Demi. So the reason that is, Demi brushes are used for our Demi products. So I have our Demi set right here, okay? So Demi is more saturation driven. So instead of like a full coverage for Demi, you would use it only in certain spots that you want to cover. So they call them distractions. So if I wanted to cover this mole right here, and that's all I wanted to cover, I would use Demi. Now, I like a full face, so we're going to use our brushes today for full face. But that is the reason why they're a little smaller. They have a little bit different things because you want to pick up even a little, like less when you're doing Demi. Because you literally are just kind of putting it in that direct spot, not a ton of color, and just really, you know, precise. So that's why these are a little smaller, but can still work. So let's get started and see how we turn out. So I got my triple decker here. Got my eyeshadows, we'll do shadow. And here's my main palette here. And then I've got a whole bunch of extra stuff that I like to have because I need everything. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my contour, my main, and my brightener. We're gonna start with that. So I'm actually going to use the shape brush, which is like our blush and bronzer, but smaller, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just tap into, which, you know what, actually, no, yeah. I'm gonna tap into my brightener. Normally with my brightener, I like to use my finger because I feel like you can get it, yeah, I'm gonna use my finger. I like to have it in a certain place, and I haven't quite gotten used to putting it on with a brush, regardless of what brush it is. So, all right, so we are gonna do our little heart here at the top. We're gonna come down the nose, under the nose here, right above your lip, and right in the middle of your chin. So there's our brightener, okay? Now, next, we are going to do our contour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually use this wash brush. So it's a little bit more conformed than the side of this shape brush. So this is definitely gonna be more for our blush and our vanilla dust powder for our setting, all right? So this I'm gonna go ahead and use for my contour. And again, you know, we're just kind of dipping in. We're not swiping, we're not whoosh, whoosh. No, we don't want that. So as you can see, it goes on pretty light with these. So like I said, these are great for mature skin because less is always more when you have mature skin. Because the more you put on, the more it can kind of go into those little cracks and crevices that we want to cover, you know. We don't want to accentuate those things, right? We want to hide them. So as you can see, like here, you can kind of see my wrinkles here because I have all that color right there. So once I blend it out, it's gonna be fine. But that is why it's important to kind of use like these lighter brushes for mature skin. It's gonna help dramatically. It also helps you not pick up as much, which is great in general for those that like that just super, super light coverage. All right, so we're gonna continue using this side. We did our cheek. We're just gonna kind of add some up here. So this is definitely a lighter coverage. So if you like a light coverage and you have a hard time getting a light coverage, these brushes would definitely be helpful. So I'm gonna come down my chin here, my jawline, because you all see I have a very round face. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's always nice to kind of have like, to look a little bit thinner than I actually am. So that definitely helps. It's gonna kind of like give me some shape to that round face of mine. Next, I'm actually gonna use my finger to do my contour down my nose. So I have a pretty wide nose, and I'm just gonna kind of come down here. Now I look a little silly, I know. And I'm gonna continue to look silly until I actually blend, all right? So the closer you bring your contour line on your nose, the smaller your nose will look. Now, I am still kind of playing with this, but like I want to make the sides of my nose look smaller too. So I'm going to kind of add some right there. And then I'm going to use that blend, that wash brush, that side, and kind of just go right here. So I'm kind of just, you know, sculpting my nose how I want. Now, there's nothing I can do about making it go away, but at least I can make it look a teeny bit smaller. All right, so contours on. Well, you know what? Let's do under our lip. A lot of people do this to make the illusion of a fuller lip. Just gives you like a little shadow there to where it looks like your lip is a little more pouty. All right, next up is our mane. So I'm actually gonna use my shape brush for that. We're gonna use this side for that. Just kind of wipe it off a little bit. So mane is basically now gonna go in the areas that you don't have anything else. So, you know, we're gonna put some here. I'm actually just gonna kind of swipe because I'm gonna blend it anyway. Gotta do my cheeks. So what I love about this color here, June, is that it kind of helps my face get an even skin tone, okay? So I have redness and I'm pretty fair skinned, but as you can see, my freckles just start to take over in the summer. Like they're everywhere, like shoulders, like chest, everywhere. So I get a little darker, but it's only because of the freckles. It's not because I actually tan. But so we're kind of just gonna swipe on our mane. So we've got everything now covered, so we can start to blend our HAC. And you can kind of, you know, put as little or much, but it's always better to do less, just because it's so natural looking. Once you blend, it's like amazing. It's just amazing. All right, so we've got that. Now to blend, we're gonna use this side of our blush and bronzer brush. So normally I would use my 3D brush. On occasion, I will use my blush and bronzer. So we're gonna use this side of the shape brush to blend. So first thing I like to do is my eyes. We want to kind of blend those guys. And another item that is great for mature skin is our Perfector Sponge. So I'll show you guys that. So if you have, you know, certain areas that you really want to be very delicate or reach, the blend brush or the Perfector is awesome. So this is not wet, so we're not going to use it because you want it damp. But you can get into like the little spots in your eye. You can do your nose contour. Like you can pretty much blend anything with one of these. I personally like the feel of a brush, but the Perfector Sponge is definitely nice. Now, with these Demi brushes, they are definitely a little more spread out with their bristles, okay? So you may have to kind of blend a little bit extra than you're used to, but you're still just getting, like, I mean, do you see how, like, easy that was to blend? Wow, I really need to do something with my eyebrows. All right, so I'm gonna we're gonna go up with everything, right? Except for when we go down here. But we're just kind of blending up. I'm gonna attempt to blend a little bit here. So with contour, the biggest thing is not over blending. Oh my gosh, my nose. Oh, I got like a red dot. Is not over blending. So then it just is gone basically. So just be careful for that. But other than that, you know, you gotta blend however you like. And you also want to make sure that it's blended fully. So down here, we're gonna actually go down. We normally would go up. Down here, we want to make sure that we're bringing it down so that it goes and matches with our neck. Because we all know, we've all, I'm sure, done where we've tried that one color on our whole face, and then we get down and in our neck, and it does not match at all. Like, you can see a huge color difference. So we definitely want to blend down for that. You can even add some down to your neck. I've seen people do it on their chin here. Yeah, I have not mastered that yet, but I will certainly work on it. Okay, so contour up here, we want to just make sure that we're going into our hairline here, okay? We don't want that crazy looking like line like we've got makeup on, right? So we blend up all over. All right, so now we get to work on our contour here. So I learned from my teammate Lisa, who signed me up actually at my party, like my first party, oh God, I can't think of the word, but whatever, that you kind of just like flick up with your contour. So what I like, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat on this, I always tend to overblend on my contour because I'm afraid that if it's not blended enough, I'm going to look dirty or whatever. So I love this, actually, this part of the shape brush is super, like, it's very fluffy to where it's not really allowing you to overblend. So that's kind of cool. All right, so main hack is done, right? We've got our main hack. What I always like to do is kind of feel my face a little bit. If I feel tacky anywhere, I'll come back and kind of do a once over, you know, because I'm a sweater as well, and I wear glasses, so my glasses always fog up, and I get very dewy, is a nice word, under my eyes. So I like to make sure that my under eyes are good. Just don't want to be tacky, right? Tacky means you either have too much or need to blend a little more, all right? When I first started, I was tacky, and I didn't like it because I could wipe it off. So that is the key. If you're tacky, blend more, or you've got too much, all right? So the way to pick up if you've got too much, Perfector Sponge, great for that. If you feel good and maybe you just feel like one little teeny tacky, whatever, and you can't use your Perfector Sponge, that is where our Vanilla Dust is going to come in, all right? So we are going to still use this side of our shape brush, And I swipe into this, okay, because I need to. Now, I'm going to use this smaller side, though, to go under my eyes and across my nose, okay? Because now, normally I will do this with the smaller side of my blush and bronzer, but I like to kind of stipple and move under those areas, like, because like I said, I wear glasses and I definitely get sweaty under my eyes. So this is going to help with that. It's setting it in for me as well as protecting me in that area, because, you know, I want to make sure my nose is protected and I'm not like rubbing off on my glasses. And my under eyes, like I said, my glasses get foggy. I got some big old cheeks. Big cheeks equal foggy glasses. I don't think what matters even what size you are. If you got big cheeks, your glasses are fogging. So we want to protect that area at all costs. Now, this fluffy side we're going to use to go just kind of all over. And this is a translucent powder, so it's not giving us color or anything. It's just going to help us set our look in. And I love it so much. I love that once I'm done my makeup like this, I can kind of like, this is just comforting to get like, you know, like a whole face. Like, it's like a whole face love. I don't know. It's the only way I can describe it. But yeah. So we're done our hack. And we used all the Demi brushes for that hack, right? So let's move on to our eyes. And I can show you guys how we can use these in lieu of our 3D brushes. All right. So we got our blur brush, bright brush, and spot brush. So blur brush is like our smudge brush and eyeshadow in one, so we're going to use that for sure. Then we also have our bright brush. So this one I'm going to use to actually bring my eyeshadow under, because when I try to use a full-size brush side, I always get it like way under, and I don't have a lot of territory on my eyes, and they're hooded, so it's like I got limited space to work with. So we gotta kind of adapt, and that's just one of my like secrets to adapting, is using the smaller side. So we're gonna do just a simple look, nothing crazy, which actually, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and use these colors from our Smackdown. I'm going to use these beachy colors here, okay? So we are going to start off with Cupcake, and we are going to use that fluffy side of our blur brush. And we're literally just going to kind of lay down a nice base, covering it all. And the fun part about this look, so for my Smackdown Shadow Sunday, if you guys aren't aware of that, if we have 4 colors, sometimes I'll make them pick one color to be a eyeliner. So that's what we'll do. I'll show you guys that. We'll kind of line under a little bit and above, obviously. Lining can be so tricky, but I've got some tips for that, so it'll be great. I'm hoping I can break up this video because it's at 24 minutes already, but we're almost done. We gotta do some lip and cheek though. Okay, so that was Cupcake, my lightest color. Just put it on its base, okay, kind of brighten up my eyes a little bit. So we are gonna go in with Bayou here, which is beautiful. It reminds me of the beach. So we're continuing with our blur brush, but I'm going to use this smudgy type side, right? And we're tapping in there. You can see you get a pretty good amount. And we're coming in the corner here with this guy. Now, if you wanted to be a little bit more bold on this, which I will show with the next color, You could definitely use your fingers, but you don't have to. But it is the best way to get the most shimmer and pigment sometimes, I feel like. So I'm just kind of going in my crease a little bit here. But oh, so pretty. Such a pretty color. All right, next side with this color. Now, if you're like me, I tend to sometimes not be able to, I feel like my eyes aren't equal. Like, I swear I go higher on one than the other, but I think it's my eyes. I really do. I don't think it's necessarily me. I do think my eyes are just crooked, or one's bigger than the other. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has that issue, but I certainly do. But like, see, I feel like, all right, you know what? We'll just kind of fix it up. Go up a little higher here. I'll keep my eye open doing it. How about that? There we go. That's better. All right, so we got our bayou. Now, most people will kind of bring it down under as well, which I'm usually not comfortable with. But this color is kind of light and I love it. So what the heck. So let's see. I'm going to kind of spray my brush cleaner on my little multi microfiber just to get some of that blue off. So our brush cleaner is amazing. Only problem is it smells like cupcakes. So every time that's what you're gonna want. Cupcakes. Yeah, that's exactly what I want every time I spray this stuff. Okay, so for our next color, this is called Rome. We are actually gonna use our finger, and I'm just, you know, circling in. And we're gonna apply this with our finger. So swiping will get you a lot more color and shimmer. Okay, so swiping gets you that real shimmer. And then I'm kind of gonna just dot a little bit over here. All right, so do this to our other side too. We'll swipe. Dabbing will get you a less shimmer and a little bit lighter. So if you're using a color that you're a little bit afraid of, maybe you aren't too sure of, dabbing is going to be the way to go instead of swiping. All right, so we have this beautiful look going on. We're going to go ahead and take our spot brush. It's our little cousin of the multitasker, right? We're just kind of gonna blend a little bit here. We're blending. All right. So we're blended up. I swear, my eyes like to make me look silly. But you know what? We can kind of fix this a little bit. We'll fix this after the fact. All right, so I already brought some of that bayou down here, right? So when I go to line, I'm gonna kind of stick more to my inner versus that outer, because the outer just look really pretty. So I'm actually going to use this hot chocolate, or no, Angel's Landing, sorry. Angel's Landing as our eyeliner, all right? And what I'm gonna do is use setting spray to help with that. So take your microfiber cloth. You're just gonna kind of put your brush there. Spray it. It's gonna wet your brush a bit. In turn, we're just going to kind of pastify, if that's a word, your eyeshadow. So it's going on real thin, right? So what I'm gonna do is, now I'm not a great eyeliner, okay? I'm gonna start off with that. I'm gonna try to go in one smooth motion, and we're going right on our lash line. So what I love about this little trick is that you can use any color shadow to make a cute liner. Like, it's amazing. So I'm kind of gonna just go a little bit more on here, but it's so pretty. So I think we need more for sure. And I want to go in under the thing. So I'm just gonna spray and dip back into that color. You know, sometimes just rolling it a little kind of picks up on all sides. So I'm gonna kind of look in my big mirror here. Now these colors, oh, they so remind me of the beach. So yeah, I love it. All right, now we're gonna kind of go in and just kind of line right under our eye a little bit. I just saw a bunny. Now, I may need to clean this up a bit, but I think I'm just gonna kind of smudge it around, because why not? All right, now again, I'm gonna try to do this in one swoop. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this brush, this spot brush, because this is a little bit longer than our multitasker, it's a little more flexible. So getting it in that one swoop is actually so much easier than with the multitasker. So I'm really honestly so surprised that I was able to do that, because normally, no, not, doesn't happen. But I'm gonna go over a little bit more. But yeah, it's like a lot more fluid because you get a little more give on this one, since it's a little bit longer, the bristles. Okay, so let's just, my problem is, it's easy to poke yourself in the eye. I mean, I guess that's probably true for any eyeliner. But when you're using that glittery stuff, whoo, poking yourself in the eye is not fun. Okay, so we got our beautiful beach look. I love this look. All right, now let's smudge it a little. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this. I brushed it off a little bit, but blues definitely like to. We're just kind of gonna go under our eye a bit. Of course, this side's watering, not making it easy on me. I'm not really a big mascara wearer because I don't like it. I don't like the feel. It usually makes my eyes itchy, but I do have one that I found that actually works pretty well. It's Thrive, and what I loved was I was able to buy these little tiny bottles, so I can use it when I want and not waste a full bottle on since I don't use it a lot. Normally I kind of just, because I'm really bad at getting my lower line, I'll just kind of close my eyes and roll it around a little and get it to kind of go on to that lower lash line. Okay, cool, I thought I got Now, what I also don't like about mascara is some ladies can really get in there and do it real good. Not me. I'll end up blinking too hard and like getting it somewhere, or not being able to get like all the way in. But I feel like sometimes with my eyeshadows that I pick, it's really not a huge deal. But normally mascara does make the look. So I'm putting it on because I like you guys a lot. All right, lip and cheek time. So we have a new collection. And they are super cute. They are like lip smackers. So I made myself little like sample ones because I like to make sure I have this kind of stuff for like you guys if I want to give it away versus having my own. So I use it for like samples, that kind of stuff. All right, so we have cherry, tangerine, pineapple, and watermelon. So I am going to use our shape brush, and I'm going to use this side here. And I'm going to actually, you know what, let's use our finger first. So my pinky is like the only thing that'll fit into this little. So we're going to kind of put some watermelon. And let's play with tangerine. And we're going to kind of do this ombre look. I've been seeing everyone doing them. So we got watermelon, tangerine. You see that they're really pretty, like sheer. You can build on them. I'm not a big like think on color, I guess, on my cheeks because they're usually pretty rosy. Okay, so tangerine is up next. But what I love is that with our eyes and with these, like, it's seriously the best beach look ever. Seriously, best beach look. I'm gonna put some on here. All right, so there's that. We'll do lip and cheek toe, right? So let's go ahead and do cherry and pineapple for our lips. So I'm gonna take this cherry here. And not a big cherry fan of like flavor, but I like a little bit of red sometimes. Especially when I'm feeling a bit feisty and I want to be heard and seen. Like, I feel like it just gives me a little bit more confidence in what I'm doing. Try to pop that in. Smells delicious. All right, and then we're gonna go in with pineapple. I'm excited for this. So I was a little nervous about yellow, but we're gonna go in and see how this bad boy looks. So there's just cherry. We're gonna add some pineapple. Love it. Love it. We're gonna add more pineapple. It's kind of giving me a nice tropical coral look. Woo! Love it. I love coral. All right, so let's go ahead and blend our lip and cheek on our cheek. Oh, look how fabulous that looks. And like so natural. Okay, we are almost done. Almost done. So last brush we're gonna use our wash brush. Okay, we are gonna use this to put on some powder illuminator. So I keep these bad boys in a separate case, okay, because these ladies are bold. They are sparkly. So if you are glamming it up and you need to really up your game, whew, these girls will get you there. So there's a couple different colors. Most of mine are a little cracked, which is another reason why I keep them by themselves, because they're powdered, so they can definitely crack. Makes it a little harder to kind of keep them with anything else. They get everywhere if you don't be careful. That's why I usually use the cream, but we want to use this wash brush. I want to show you exactly how well it is. Now, normally I would probably go with something like this, Glamazing. But since we are already doing this kind of beachy vibe, let's go with some gold, okay? So we have Georgia or Goldie. So I'm thinking Georgia, just because it's a little more subtle. So we're gonna go ahead. Oh my gosh, these are so, I really need to fix these. So, which you can fix them with rubbing alcohol. But just glitter everywhere. I don't mind it because I'm a glitter girl. Y'all already know. All right, so we're gonna use Georgia, okay? And this one is probably the least amount that's cracked for me. And they also are putting them in different tins now when they come. So now they're coming in like a clamshell instead of trying to have to get your tin on and off. All right, so we're gonna use this side of our wash brush. And I'm not gonna dip a lot, okay? So here's our look right now, right? And I'm just dip it in, okay? And we are gonna just kind of go up here like this. And it really just kind of adds like this kind of sparkle. So let's do this side. But the best part of this wash brush is that it's not allowing me to over put it on, and it's kind of just giving me that light look. So sometimes it's hard for me. Okay, so this side I feel like I can see it a little better because of lighting, but yeah. So that kind of just glammed me up a little. Now you can also dip back in and kind of go under. This kind of just kind of give you a little bit of a glow as well, kind of like a bronzy look. But so that is using all of our Demi brushes. So as you can see, my look looks just as good as if I were to use my 3D brushes. Now, am I more used to my 3D brushes? Absolutely. Am I going to use my Demi brushes all the time? No. But if you are trying to get started on your brush collection and you want a great price, please, those are great ones to pick up now, especially before Monday, okay? So this is our look. I am loving it. The only thing we didn't do was bronzer. And I don't really think we need it. I think we're ready for the beach. I'm totally ready for the beach. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I hope to make some more videos. I think I'm going to cut this one up a little bit just to kind of break it up a little. But thank you guys for joining me. I had so much fun showing you our Demi brushes, as well as just kind of giving like these really cute little tips while we were going along the way. So I will talk to you all soon. Don't forget to be amazing and awesome, and have a fabulous weekend.